Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. This is just me playing with my decks and I'm gonna do an unfair comparison between the Sirian Shadows, the Gothic Literature Tarot, uh, Corrado Roy's Low Scarabeo Murder of Crows Tarot, and Baba Studios' third edition Bohemian Gothic. And I'm hoping that my light isn't too weird. I have to, it's evening here in Kailua-kona, and I got to use the light, so I don't have any other options. And my filming thing is a little weird, so it doesn't entirely show the actual size difference. This the Gothic Literature Tarot is actually the smallest one by like a centimeter. But Murder of Crows is only a little bit bigger, but the Bohemian Gothic is actually, that's a good ½ inch bigger, or a couple centimeters. So it's an interesting visual weirdness, but this is my filming setup and this is what you get. So I believe all three of these decks are actually available, except for this one is going to be a different edition of that. The latest Bohemian Gothic, I believe, is still available from Baba Studios. And I think Sirian Shadow still has these Gothic Literature, if I'm not mistaken. The Murder of Crow Tarots is it's mass market. That's Low Scarabeo, and this is the regular version, not the fancy one. I think the fancy one, the deluxe version, is out of print. I've edged this. This one is the one I've had the longest, and I'm the most bonded to. And this is my latest one that I got. Let's see if I can get this. Can I get this any clearer? Can we be just a little clearer, camera, please? Okay. So, The Fool, Jonathan Hawker. Interestingly enough, both the Gothic Literature and the Murder of Crows, in their guidebooks, call them shadow decks, which, that's good for them. I have always appreciated the Murder of Crows for its kind of wispy artwork. For any kind of reading, I like that the wispiness. Dr. Faustus. The wispiness kind of reaches out to each other, and I think that the Gothic Literature Tarot kind of does that as well. The Baba Studios Tarot is just a great tarot. I think I described it in another video as having dark humor, which it does. That little bit of red that is coming off the cup on the magician's table was added in. I took some model paint because I wanted the paint to be red and shiny like blood. Interesting. Dr. Faustus, if you know the story about Faustus and the deal with the devil. The High Priestess. See how these cards are they're wispy. But these ones are too. Well, we haven't gotten to the super wispy ones yet. Really enjoy this version of the High Priestess here. It's just cool. I think it's interesting that Sirian Shadow decided to make his high priestess an insane person, considering the the kind of history of sometimes in certain cultures people think when you're crazy you've been touched by God. So very interesting there, and this has always kind of interested me too. I'm just not sure what exactly is going on there, but I like it. Lucy as the Empress. Okay. I mean, I don't I don't know if, but okay. I get it because she is like super wealthy and surrounded by, gardens and grandeur, and in the guidebook he says she's a very nurturing girl, sweet. All right, I can dig that. I kind of like these other two depictions because they're a little more mature. Gotta love a emperor and empress that are like definitely go together, whereas Mr. Rochester and Lucy, well, they can go together because of the art, are not necessarily a matched pair. Let's see Baba's Emperor. Yeah, these two work. That looks like a happy family, kind of. He's a little darker around the hair. And again, the added in red. And yeah, it did kind of come off a little bit on the backs, but I don't care at all. It still shuffles well. So Father Ambrosio is from a work called The Monk, which I am not familiar with, but I can imagine, a priest that wants to have control and that is rising up the ranks of power, because that's what the Pope is, right? He is the kind of the emperor of popes. And here he's got a white and a black crow. That's interesting. And this one looks a little pressed, right? Huh. All right, so then we have the lovers, Catherine and Heathcliff. Classic, although like very traumatic story, and talk about a big choice, right? And then here we have, sometimes with the red, I just followed the art and kind of did my own thing. But they're kind of chained together in blood after I marked it up. And I think this had a choice between a couple of different lovers, and I liked that one better. Here we have the Chariot. So I was, I don't remember the Chariot being such a big moment in the novel Frankenstein, but I probably read Frankenstein when I was real young. And so I am more apt to think of the movies, the many, many movies, because Frankenstein is such a classic Gothic story, right? And then here, I love this because this kind of looks like the RWS Chariot, but on the side, being pulled by two crows. What's not to love? And this looks like a masked Apollo, doesn't it? Being pulled by two sphinxes. Great. Strength. Okay, so in the first two decks, strength is 8, and in the last one, justice Actually, these aren't numbered, so I can switch them around. I tend to put strength at 11. That's just my Thoth brain. Okay, so Mina Harker. I love Mina Harker as strength. I think that was really well placed. And this lion is getting some dental work done. Yeah. And this is probably one of the most memorable, most beautiful images from this deck. Gotta love it. The Hermit is Roderick Usher. If you know the Poe story, The House of Usher, this is also really just perfection. If you do some reading on the Hermit, particularly like around the Marielle Tarot, you know that the fire in the Hermit's lamp is kind of going to be red, right? And then here is this, I believe this image has been changed a bit, but I love that kind of creepy look in his eyes. And Dorian Gray as the Wheel of Fortune. Very clever way to put that. In the story of Dorian Gray, he stays young and the portrait grows old with all his the horrible things that he does throughout his life, right? And so his ups and downs are shown in the picture, but his face stays young and beautiful. And then this really looks like the classic Rota wheel. And of course, Baba Studios loves to have a fortune teller in their Wheel of Fortune. Judge Pynchon. This is another story I'm not super familiar with, but again, you can imagine, interesting that both of these, I was listening to someone's Justice top tarot trumps, and they were talking about how they like their Justice to have uneven weight. They like their scales to be one up and one down, because Justice is never fair, is it? The Hanged Man is Quasimodo, also kind of perfect. I love it. It's pretty classic RWS. And then there we've got the what do they call this? The outlaw hang. When people were hanged when they were outlaws, they put their legs like that, I guess. Death as the Phantom from the Phantom of the Opera. Kind of perfect. Never were sure, were you? Was he dead or was he just... Right? This is cool. Very rock and roll, right? And then Karen Mahoney's got... Crazy. Okay. Thornfield Hall. That's the tower. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Got these mixed up. That's the thing about Roman numerals, right? Okay. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is Temperance. So perfect. Absolutely. 100%. Totally get it. And here we've got the angel pouring a little blood from this to there. I think this one was a little bit changed in the new version as well. But the metallic print in it makes it very different. Okay, the devil is Count Dracula. Perfect. These guys again chained up. And their devil's a great big crow. Love that. This is just really good. Her embracing her addiction. Gotta love it. Okay, now Thornfield Hall. And I kind of like this just very plain tower, right? But also this one. The star as Ligeia, which is, this is a Edgar Allan Poe story. And here we've got, she's kind of standing in a pool of blood. And again, another really gorgeous Baba. Heathcliff as the moon. It's beautiful. Super simple moon, moony moon. And then this lovely wolf and the girl being kind of lit by moonlight. I love that. The sun is Jane Eyre. And Under the Blood Red Sun, couldn't help myself. And then this is the ultimate creepy baby on a white horse. Here we have Judgment as Victor Frankenstein, kind of perfect. The crows rising out of graves. And this great Pogo. Shit. Okay, interesting, isn't this? Huh, look at that. Okay, so there's Gothic Literature, Catherine Earnshaw. Girl with a crow's head. And another really pretty dancing maiden for Baba. Ace of Torches. Ace Wand. Ace of Wands. I'll go a little faster. You can pause if you want to look at these more. Two of Torches. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Torches, three Wands, Three of Wands. This is a really pretty picture too. Should love that green in the sunset. Yeah. Four, 5. Birds are all fighting. And then this. There's crows there too. 6. 7. Who's defending and who's attacking? And this great guy. 8. 9. It's like a scarecrow, but he's a crow. And 10. 10. Page. Love the pages. Knight. 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 Queen. Oh. Very cool. Oh, Lucille. Filipino. Mon cher. Black cat. King. King. Ace of chalices. Oh, that's a nice one. Two of cups. This is an important card for some people. Three of cups. This is an important card for me. Oop. Eight. Calm yourself. I like all the bats. Four. Five. Four. I've always liked this card too. Five. This is one of my favorite tarot cards of all time. That purple with the blue and the moonlight shining down. So good. Oh, hang on just a second. All right, continuing on. Six of chalices. Super sweet. Interesting. Not what you would expect. Again, sweet little kind of seven of chalices. That's interesting. Are they shadows or tattoos? Could be either. I've always liked this too. A little drink of blood and she went mad. Okay, 8. Beautiful. Interesting. The 8. 9. Could be Havisham's table. 9. Huh. Different. Drinking absinthe with a like little goop over next to him with the eyeball in it. Guy, no, creepy. Sorry. All right, 10 of chalices. Are they happy? We don't know. That's interesting too. Crow in the clouds. And here we have the Bohemian Gothic happy family. Page. Hopeful youth. Is that a dragon in the cliff? We don't know. Interesting. Again, the pages in this deck are wonderful. Knight. Yum. Yikes. And Another cup. Looks like grapes. Queen of Cups. Great. Excellent. With a little harp. King of Chalices. Little Nosferatu action. Ace of Ravens. Two. Very similar. Three of Ravens. Note, none of these are actually the three swords in the heart. Although that does not bother me because I know from whence it comes. Four of Ravens. That's great. Four of Swords. Five. Oh. Six. Oh, that's a good one. Six. Lady of Shalott. Seven. 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 Eight. I love that. I also really like this one. Frustrated. Nine. It's a good one. I like a Nine of Swords. I don't know. Am I a weirdo? Whoop. 10. That's my deccan. And 10. Page. Looks like he's studying. Maybe in the monk. Page. Page. Oh, that's a good one. Ah. Knight of Ravens is, what do you call it? What is it called in Sleepy Hollow? The rider. Queen of Ravens. She's cool. Oh my God. King of Ravens. Wow. Ace of Skulls. So these decks, though they might have like kind of similar names and kind of similar themes, as it turns out, are really quite different. There's the monster. Excuse me. 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. 6. Can you hear the laundry going? Probably so. Real life goes on, folks. 6 of Pentacles. Is that vampire guy giving the lady some money for her baby? Or is the lady feeding the vampire with her baby? 7 of Skulls. I've always liked this too. 8. 8. And there's what's her name from Interview with the Vampire, when she gets better and better at biting people and getting what she wants. Oh my god. 9 of Skulls. This is one of the important cards that I look for. The 9 of Pentacles. It's got to be good or I have a problem. 10 of Pentacles. Love that one. It's really beautiful. 10. Look at the guy behind the door. Okay. You tell him, Grandpa. Page of Pentacles or Skulls. She's a beaut. Knight of Skulls. Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, Skulls. She's great. Love her. And she's great too. Did those eyes just move? Pretty sure those eyes just moved. And the King of Skulls. King of Skulls and King of Pentacles. Okay, should we give a little shuffle? Why not? We're here already, right? It's blistering hot and the laundry is in the dryer, but this is where we are. Priestess. Oh, look at all these lovely ladies. Bertha. Are we having a 3 of Cup moment with the Queen and 9 of Pentacles? But none of these ladies looks particularly, although she's probably okay, none of them looks very happy, do they? They're all paying attention to the future instead of what's happening right there in their own world. Okay. Shall we do Murder of Crows next? This is that kind of glossy Lo Scarabeo. It actually does wear in pretty well, but I haven't used this much lately. It's feeling a little stiff. I edged that with a blood red marker too. So cool. Oop, oop, jumpers. Okay. Let's take the first 3 jumpers. Got our Hermit, Strength, and Death. Majors only, folks. Ooh. Contemplation of your own inner strength will be the end of you. OMG. Huh. Okay. And then here is our BOGO. And yes, I took this incredibly expensive indie deck and I edged it in pretty colors. That's just me, folks. I know it's never gonna do anything, like give this away or sell it or anything, because I really, this is really one of my favorites. Do we all say that? Okay, here we go. The Empress. 8 of Pentacles. And Ace of Wands. All right. Be the queen in your kingdom. Keep on working and you'll get what you want. La, la, la. All right. So that is Bohemian Gothic 3rd edition, Sirian Shadows Gothic Literature Tarot, and Corrado Roy's Lo Scarabeo Murder of Crows Tarot. And thank you for coming.